This is RHC Reviews.
Welcome to RHC Reviews number 28. That's right, I am 2 away from number 30, and I have one question for you. Are you ready to rock? I said, are you ready to rock? What do you want to do with your life? I want to rock. A lot of you may not get that reference because that's from the 80s, from a Twisted Sister. Yeah, you may not even know who is Twisted Sister if you weren't born, back in the 80s like myself. Because I know a lot of you are young. But, yeah, thought I'd throw that reference in. And you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with the review that I'm about to do? Because as you can see, I'm wearing my Ninja Turtles shirt, standing in front of my Ninja Turtles figure collection, both old and new. And as you can see behind me, I have these 4 figures here in my collection of the Rock N Rollin Turtles from 1991. I have all 4 figures that were in that set, both mint card, and I have a couple loose because there's 2 more that I need to get. So the 2 I got were 2 of my favorites when I originally owned these figures, and I'm happy to have them again. None other than Classic Rocker Leo and Heavy Metal Raph. Yeah, they're ready to rock. How about you guys? And also ready to get some pizza, because, you got some pizza for this review, right? But anyways, yeah, I figured, why not do 2 for 1, because I figured if I just review these figures by themselves, that the review will be short, especially when it comes to, the Q&A, which I want to thank everybody who asked me your questions for the Q&A, asked me some Ninja Turtle questions. I do appreciate it, because it's nice to get more than just wrestling questions every now and then when I'm doing more than just wrestling figure reviews. Yeah, I got a few wrestling questions in there anyway, and then some other questions that are asking me about what I like and stuff. Which, hey, that's what I want. Just all kinds of questions as long as they're not too personal when we get to the Q&A. So, that's coming up, plus channel shout out and whatever else I have planned for this review. So anyways, let's get into the review and rock and roll, dudes. Cowabunga and turtle power. And I don't know how to do a bass sound. I don't know. I always thought this was just a regular guitar. But anyways, yeah. Let's get into this review and ready to rock. Yeah. Alright, it's that time again. It's time for a review. But not just of one figure, but 2. Because I figured, why not? I'm going to start giving you guys some more 2 for 1 reviews where I'll review 2 figures from maybe the same set that I think will go well together, especially if the review probably will end up being short because of Q&A and stuff. So I thought, why not? These are 2 of my most favorite figures in my collection. Ones that were special to me as a kid, and even though they're not the original ones that I owned, I'm still happy to have them again. So right here, as you can see, it is Classic Rocker Leo and Heavy Metal Raph. These 2 figures were released in a set called the Rock N Rollin Turtles, released in 1991 by Playmates Toys, a part of the classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line. And aside from the figures, man, the packaging looks so awesome. I mean, you can already tell, compared to the figures of today, there was a lot more variety, when it came to the packaging. I mean, look at Leo's package, look at Raph's package. I mean, they don't even look the same. I mean, and that's awesome. I mean, compared to what's, the Playmates toys look today, I mean, you could probably see one of the newer Playmate toys in the background from the new TMNT line. Well, kids, back in the day, Playmates actually, had the money to make different style of, carded packaging for each figure. So I'm going to look at Leo's first. We'll move Raph off to the side. You can see that got a nice picture of Leo right here playing his guitar. It says the leader of Loud, because, well, he is the leader of the Turtles. I don't know how much else you can see up here. He's saying something at the top, so I'm going to try to move the camcorder back a little if I have to take it off the tripod. Up here it says, "Stand back, I'm jamming." Sorry if you see any glare. And there's another picture of Leonardo in action. And there's all of his accessories right there. Gonna flip around the back of the card. And as you can see, there's all the different turtles in the set. There's the complete set right here. Raph and Mike, Classic Rocker Leo, Head Metal Raph, and Punker Don, which I have but all 4 of these figures been on card, but only have 2 of them not on card that are loose. And then the various other figures, which, God, I miss these days when you had so many different variants. Alongside, you know, the original main TMNT figures, which you only see the variants, like the Head Droppers, Sewer Sports All-Stars, you got the Storage Cell, got like the Make My Day Leo and Hose 'em Down Don, got the Military Turtles, and the Talking Turtles, which are much different than the Talking Turtles you kids have now that have batteries in them. The weapons, you got his record flying discs. Make the Foot Clan do the dodging dance. And it says there, the Turtle Tune Tools. There's his guitar, the Turtle Texture Guitar. Turtle tuned and ready to rock. And his Katana Caster Guitar for cutting through tough jam sessions. And he actually has 2 of them. The guitar is more painted than what I'm going to show you, and the records are a little bit different, but other than that, they're about the same. Leo My Love and Sewer Love. And then right here's the file card. I'm not going to really read it, so I'm going to hold it as steady as I can. If you guys want to pause it, feel free to read it. Please forgive me if there's any glare. Alright, so that's it for the package, and I'll get to the loose figure here in a moment. Now let's get to Raph's figure. Heavy Metal Raph, because y'all should know I'm a big metalhead, so, you know, obviously, you know, I got Raphael's figure. I mean, it's an awesome figure. Look at that Raph. He's ready to scream. Of course, you know, right here it says he is the Green Governor Guitar. Even though it's more of a bass guitar, but still it's an awesome looking guitar, and I'll get more into the detail of the guitar here in a little bit. On the top, it says, "Ah, the sweet sounds of mutant music." And he's got his size in his hand. Of course, you know, Raph's got his size. The accessories on the side. Now we'll get to what the accessories are. Of course, same with the card back. You know, same figures on the back. Not much new. Same as Leo when it comes to the back of the package. Here's his weapons. His Turtle Tune Tools. Flying record flying disc, which is same as Leo's but different. For flinging while singing. Because Raph's supposed to be like a lead singer here, even though Leonardo's the leader of the group, obviously. Got his drumstick size. Now you've got the beat. And his bass bashing guitar for radical riffing and tune tearing fun. And obviously it's not as painted as the one I'm going to show you and then what you've already saw on the front of the package. Once again, here's the file card. Hope you can read it. Feel free to pause it if you can. You gotta love those pictures, man. I mean, you just don't get file cards like that anymore. Even the 2K line didn't really offer as much when it came to package. And yeah, the 2K line might have been better when it came to articulation, painting the weapons and stuff. But I still love the classic line because this is, you know, this is what I grew up with when I was a kid. And, you know, you just don't get toys this good anymore. So now that I've got the carded figures out of the way, I did buy them loose because, well, if you're a collector like myself and you don't want to take figures like that there, you know, and it's not that I collect for value. I don't plan on ever selling these. I just like keeping the package because the packaging is real nice and I hate to take them out. So you know what? I bought them loose. So here they are, just for the heck of it, because you know a lot of collectors like to have 2 of each figure. Why not? And some maybe more. Let's take a look at them close up. And as you can see, when it comes to the packaging, I'll move Raph off for a moment. When it comes to Classic Rock Leo, there is really nothing too different, because I know they like to do variations in the paint. It's just same figure. I don't see any differences. It might be hard to kind of tell, because this one, you know, you only can see so much. So, about the same, nothing different. Now, with my Head Metal Raph, I noticed, and it's a few minor details. I know there's one guy on YouTube, I'm going to give him a channel shout out here later, he would point this stuff out. Look at Head Metal Raph, there's a little more painting on this one. The star right in this one, there is no black paint, there's not much black on the belt, but look at this Head Metal Raph, there is a little more black on it. Other than that, everything else might be kind of hard to tell. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's kind of cool to actually have more than one of a figure when there's different paint variations. Other than that, the colors look about the same. There's not really any differences when it comes to that, other than the star and the belt. Alright, so let's put these figures in action. Of course, articulation-wise, articulation is the same on both figures. You got your movement at the head, shoulder movement up and down. You got your wrist movements, and ball jointed legs. That's really about it. And same goes for Leonardo, so nothing really new. This is what we got for articulation back in the day, 7 points, before the 2K line came along and gave us a little more articulation. And then the current line and the Classics line that's being released now has like the most articulation with 34 points. So now that that's out of the way, of course, you know, look at it, you know, the figures. Raph's got that purple torn shirt, zebra pants, red belt. He's got chains. Some of them aren't painted. This should have been painted because that, you know, a little more of his ripped arm. Should have been painted chain back here. Some more paint on the detail, on the, you know, on the boots. But obviously back then, Playmates was cheap, and you know, but it was a different time. You know, toys were like $4 a piece back then, compared to the $9 toys we get now. And of course, Leonardo has some good detail on the jeans. There's a little bit good, you know, brush washing, whatever you would call it. Rock and roll, bedazzled on the back of his vest. Has turtle rocks on his shirt. And hey, he's got a red bandana on, which is cool. I always like that. And he's got a peace sign belt. So this guy tells you that Leonardo's a little more from the, we'll say the late 60s, early 70s when it comes to his era. Well, Raph's got more of the hair metal 1980s look to him. But still very awesome looking. I'm done with that. Let's get the accessories. So first, let's get to the records. I'm going to have to get them out of my little plastic baggies, because that's where I keep all my loose accessories that I'm not displaying. Alright, there's Raph's discs. I'll get Leonardo's, and this is I'm going to find very odd, you know, and you already can see it on the packaging, you know, but I'm going to get them out for loose reasons. Just to give you guys a better close-up without any glare, hopefully. Here's Leo's. First, he has one blue one. This is the Sewer Love disc. I don't know if the text is showing up. I apologize if it isn't. I can't tell from here. Maybe it might show up in the video. And then this one's the Leo My Love. You might see this one a little bit better. Now, it's funny that he has a blue disc, and then one that's orange, but yet Raph has both red. Now, they kind of did this also with Michelangelo. Michelangelo has 2 accessories. One's blue, one orange. So I don't know why they want to go with both blue for Leonardo, but, you know, whatever. It's not a problem. Then, of course, here is Raph's records. As I mentioned, they're both red. One says the Foot Stomp. The other says Ninja Rock. And they can both be placed in their hands. So if you want to have them throw these like ninja stars at the foot soldiers, you can. Just as an example, they fit very well in their hands. So there you go. You can put both in there. And the only other figure coming with the records is Donatello. And when I get a loose Donatello, I'll review them. Other than that, Michelangelo comes with like a couple of symbols that look like records in a way. So when I'm able to do a loose review of those 2 figures, I'll do them together. So yeah. Now, as good as those are for battle, the Turtles do need their typical weapons. So let me grab them for you real quick. And I've already described what they are, so I'm going to grab my little plastic baggies. So that's where I keep them once again. Because I only mostly display these figures with their certain accessories, you know. Of course, as you know, Leonardo has his katanas, you know. And they're shaped like guitars, which is pretty cool. So now he's ready to fight. So in case the concert goes wild and the foot soldiers come in, you know, Leo's going to be ready for battle. So there you go. Yeah, that's awesome. Now you can't really put them anywhere. That's the sad part. No weapon storage. So that's why I have to keep them in little bags so I don't lose them. Then Raph, of course, has his size. They're like drumsticks, so maybe that implies that Raph's more than just a bass player. So yeah, let's do that. Oh boy. That was not meant to happen. I just flung those out. I'm glad I didn't lose them. Alright. And there you go. Leo and Raph are ready for battle. And I am knocking weapons over. And obviously they don't have to be like that. They can also be like this. You know, you can do this with his weapons too. Because Raph always did his size more than one way. The only thing he can't do is through the fingers, because that wasn't really easy to do back then. Alright, pick up the record real quick. I'm going to move these off the side so I don't lose them again. So now, I've shown you the weapons. To me, the last accessories I'm going to show you are probably my favorites, and that's what really maybe love these figures, being a fan of rock and metal music. Of course, that'd be their guitars. Here is Leo's guitar, which kind of looks almost like a banjo in a way, because it's more circle, but because it has the shell on it, but still, it's very cool. And then Raph's has more of the metal look. It's a bass, but man, it's awesome. Even though both guitars only have 2 strings, so it's hard to say if it's really a bass or just a regular guitar. I mean, it doesn't really matter, Obviously, they really can't play them for real. But anyways, they go on like this with that little nice plastic strap, which you can remove if you wanted to. Same goes for Leo. And there isn't much detail on the other side, so you just would put the, bass like this over Raph. And because of the way their hands are made, oh, I knocked over Leo, I'll pick him up here in a moment. They're kind of, got this guitar motion with their hands, kind of the pose, so they can hold the guitar like this. And of course, play with the other hand, if I can do it. I apologize if the review is going longer than I wanted to, but that's kind of the reason why I did 2 instead of 1 figure. I mean, it doesn't work too well. I'm pretty sure if they ever decide to do something like this again in the new line, I kind of doubt the way rock music has kind of gone, I don't know, downhill as of late. I mean, I still like rock music. I'm more into metal. I had it right earlier when I showed them to you guys. But anyways, like this, and yeah, that's the best I could do, I guess. Okay, well, it's not going to work the way I wanted to. Now, for Leo, same thing. Get the guitar, put it in his hand, and the good thing the plastic's real flexible. Okay, it works better for Leo than Raph. I swear to God I had it work for Raph last time. I just want it to where he can actually play the guitar, I guess you kind of have to do this a little bit for Raph's. Kind of position it under his arm, I guess. There we go. That's how you do it for Raph. And like I said, it's a good thing that the plastic is very flexible, so you don't have to worry about it breaking. Because if it were really hard plastic, yeah, you would have that kind of risk of snapping it. And you don't want that, man. You don't want to break your guitar, Even though that was always kind of a thing in music, for them to break their guitars. Ah! Leo keeps falling over, man. Stop falling over, Leo. Did you have too much to drink, or did you eat too much pizza? But yeah, there you go. They're ready to rock and roll. And as soon as I can get out of the package punkered on and rapping Mike, I'll have a complete rock band for you. Well, sort of, since Mike's a rapper, but yeah. But other than that, they're ready to rock. Do a dual guitar solo, yeah. But anyways, that has been my review of Classic Rocker Leo and Heavy Metal Raph from the 1991 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Rock N Rollin variant made by Playmates Toys. As always, feel free to let me know what you think about these toys. Give me your thoughts on them. And is there any older fans out there who owned these as a kid? Which one was your favorite? And you kids today, would you like to see these come back in some form? Just let me know. I want to know your guys' thoughts. Anyways, thanks for watching the review. Now stay tuned for the Q&A segment. Alright, it is Q&A time, where you guys leave me your questions, whether it be here on YouTube, on Twitter, or on Facebook, which so far, nobody has asked me a question on Facebook. I'm not going to complain about it. I just need to do what I can to start promoting my Facebook page more. And surprisingly, for once, no Twitter questions. Even though I think somebody might leave me a Twitter question as I'm recording this video. And if you did leave me a Twitter question, I didn't get to it, I apologize. It will be in next week's episode. But for now, just 5 people asked me questions here on YouTube. Got my trusty phone here because, well, they're more just for taking calls. You can take selfies and stuff. God, that was stupid. Or like this. I like look into it and all that. Okay, I'm just talking at random, jibber jabbering on. So anyways, I'm going to answer your guys' questions. And as always, you know the drill. You guys can ask your questions again now, and I will get to them on next week's episode. These first set of questions comes from Joseph Hatcher, who I might as well call my super fan because he asks questions every episode. Joseph, thank you, dude. Whether if he has 3 questions, 2, or just 1, I appreciate it, man. I mean... You're probably going to be the guy who asks questions every video, and hey, as long as I get questions, I appreciate it. Anyways, his first one He wants to know, who do I think is the most underrated wrestler? Honestly, I'm going to say Bad News Barrett / Wade Barrett. Yeah, I know people can probably disagree with me, but I think he's underrated. I mean, here's a guy who's been with the company for 4 years, and even though he's injured, this is like his second injury. He's been Intercontinental Champion like, what, 3 times now? Maybe 4? I've lost track. Had a chance to be World Champion back in 2010, back when he first debuted as part of the Nexus, and, you know, when he was on NXT, and I think he really could have been World Champion this year, or, you know, won the Money in the Bank. I don't know if they still planned on making Seth Rollins the Money in the Bank winner anyway, but it sucks he got injured. I can't hold too much against Jack Swagger. You know, Jack Swagger was a portion of the reason reason why that Barrett got injured. Still sucks, but I definitely think Barrett is underrated. He needs to be a world champion one of these days. I mean, there's only one belt in WWE now, and obviously it might be a while before he goes back into the world title scene when he comes back. And God, WWE is suffering right now without him and Daniel Bryan. Roman Reigns now, which I'm not going to put Roman Reigns there. I don't think Roman Reigns is overrated, but he's definitely underrated. But yeah, definitely Bad News Barrett. And you know what? Bray Wyatt's kind of underrated too, because man, as of late, where's Bray Wyatt been? After his feud, Chris Jericho kind of died down and they focused on Jericho and Orton. It's like, man, Bray Wyatt and Harper Road kind of disappeared. So I don't know, but really Bad News Barrett is my underrated wrestler. Give him a championship run, or I'm afraid I got some bad news for you, WWE. And for his second question, he wants to know, if you could make any villain for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, what would his name be and how would he look like? Oh my god, dude, you should have asked me this question 20 years ago. Yeah, granted, you probably weren't around when I was a kid, because I know you're probably pretty young. I think if everybody asks questions, I think only one person here is about the same age as myself, but dude, when you get to be almost 30 like myself, your imagination's kind of in and out. I mean, I did make comics and stuff when I was a kid about the Ninja Turtles and later on Power Rangers. Oh my god, what would he be? I mean, I think I made a villain once. His name was Tipper. Yeah, most original name ever. He was like a dog-like villain, had like a Darth Vader-like look to him. Even though he didn't have his face scarred or anything yet, he wore a helmet occasionally, and it's hard to describe, you know, if I don't have the comics I made anymore from when I was a kid. I wish I did, because obviously 20 so years ago I never knew that we would have what we had today with the internet, YouTube, DeviantArt, and all that stuff. You know, it's a little regret, but hey, I didn't know back then. But yeah, that'd probably be my villain. I mean, other than that, I don't have many ideas. I mean, heck, I don't want to steal somebody's idea that's already been made, or God, with all the new villains that have been added in the new Ninja Turtles cartoon, man, I mean, it's really hard to say who I'd make for a villain, but I guess that's who I would decide to make, I guess. John's brother's Cutty has a few questions. He has 3, even though one of them is a little personal, but it's not too personal. And I'll remind you guys again, nothing too personal. I mean, I like fun questions, but if it's something I'm not too comfortable with answering, you know, I'm not going to answer, but one of them I kind of will. The first 2, he wants to know my favorite food. Second, favorite band, and then he wants to know where I work, which that's the personal one, which that's fine, I'll share with you guys. So for favorite food, you know what, it's a tie between Mexican and an Italian food. I could like burritos and tacos one day, and the next day, like spaghetti and lasagna. I mean, it's kind of hard to decide, man. I mean, I'm not of Italian origin or Mexican origin. I'm of Scottish origin. So when I was a kid, you know, my mom would go to the store and buy like taco mix or spaghetti sauce. She made some good stuff, you know, for stuff that was not made from, you know, how the Italians and Mexicans would make the food. Still, it was good, but I always like going to authentic Italian restaurants or Mexican restaurants to, you know, try out different kind of cuisines that I've never had before. So yeah, so like I said, it's a tie between Italian and Mexican food. That's like trying to choose, you know, oh god, I'm trying to think of another analogy. Like, which do I like better? Be able to breathe or drink water? I don't know. Because, you know, you need both those to live. So, I don't know. That's a hard one. Now, for favorite band, if you don't know me by now, Pantera is my favorite band. I love Pantera. Rest in peace, Dimebag Darrell, somebody who was unfortunately shot and killed 10 years ago. Even though I want to say right now, my favorite band is Lamb of God, because they kind of remind me somewhat of Pantera, but they have their own unique sound. So I guess it's kind of a favorite band now and a favorite band of all time. You know, you didn't specify. So favorite of all time would be Pantera, and my favorite right now, and probably going to be all time sooner or later, Lamb of God. Since they're both very awesome bands, yeah, favorite songs with them, you know, you can always ask me later. And for the final question, where do I work? I said it's personal. Even though, if you know me by now, you should know where I work. Right now, it's not the most glamorous job, and it's temporary because of where I live. Right now, I work at Taco Bell. Yeah, say what you want, but hey, the economy sucks. I live in a small town where the jobs are pretty limited. When I get a chance to go to Wichita, I'll find something else, but it's not a bad job. I get people who respect me. They know who I am. They see me when I work front counter. I've been there for several years, and it's better to be at a job where you're dedicated than just be there temporary and just end up quitting or getting fired. And God, back when I had bad store managers, there was a chance I was going to get fired, and it wasn't my fault. I mean, I did my work, but when you have people who steal and don't care and play favorites, you always have to kind of look over your shoulder to make sure you're not going to lose your job. So that's the only time I'm going to answer it. If you didn't hear my answer in this one, don't ask me again. Anyone else ask me where I work, I'll always refer you back to this video, or I'll just tell you don't ask. But other than that, yeah. Hopefully someday I'll get a better job that maybe where I work around toys. I mean, maybe Toys R Us. I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe somewhere around comic or toy shop or something. I don't know. Hey, I'm still young, so who knows what the future holds. Okay, please forgive me if I butcher your name. Zachary Zirzow. Like I said, I'm sorry, dude, if I said your name wrong. It's a name I've never heard before. Has 3 questions for me. First one, are you getting the Edge RSC, Ringside Collectibles exclusive at some point? I'm going to try. It's an awesome figure. I'm a big Edge fan. And, how can I pass up on that Radar spinner belt? That's pretty awesome. The head scan's alright, and the figure just looks more like a repaint from Elite Series 8. But still, it's a figure worth getting, and I will get it. For his second question, he wants to know, what is your favorite movie? My favorite movie? Well, I'm going to have to say it's The Punisher. Now, there's like 3 different Punisher movies. There's one back in the 80s with Dolph Lundgren. I hope I said his name right. Which, that one I never saw, so I can't really judge it. I've heard good things about it. But the one I like is the one that came out in 2004 with Tom Jane and John Travolta. That was a good movie. And then Punisher Warzone from 2008 was a good one too. I mean, that one was brutal. And I also like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. The first one will always be the best. Dead Man's Chest and At World's End were alright. And Stranger Tides, I saw, but man, I kind of forgot it, and it wasn't really as memorable as the first 3. So it's almost kind of a tie between Punisher, Punisher Warzone, and then, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. But I have to say I definitely like the first Punisher movie the best. Not the one with Dolph Lundgren, because I hadn't seen it, but the one with Thomas Jane. That's the first Punisher movie. I guess technically it'd be the second one, but they all have different actors. So yeah, and also love Ninja Turtles movies. I also gotta say that. So once again, it's hard to really say what my favorite movie really is. For his last question, he asked me if I could go back in time and choose that WCW, which he mentions, which basically I guess he's trying to say if I were to keep WCW in business and then WWE closes down, asks would I do it? Honestly, yes and no. Yes, because I was kind of mad WCW went out of business. I thought they were a slightly better company than the WWF, WWE. I mean, not to say I didn't like the WWF back then, WWE as it is now, but I don't know, I always thought WCW was more the better wrestling company, and the WWF/WWE will always be more the entertainment company like it is today. But I say no to that because, well, I didn't want WCW to die. I just want both companies to stay in business. I mean, competition's good for wrestling, and right now with TNA, TNA's not looking so good. I'm sorry to bring them up, but anyone who says TNA's a great company, dude, I disagree. I used to love TNA, but they're not anywhere near WCW's level, and not to say they could have been the next WCW or the next WWE, but I mean, yeah, TNA can thank WCW for going out of business for them to be in existence, but at the same time, they're about to be in the WCW shoes, and they didn't even make it to WCW's level. So sorry for bringing up TNA in this, but so like I said, this is a hard question. I mean, I would mostly go back to say WCW, not so much to kill WWE, because I think both companies should be in business today, because it sucks just having one big major company and then having a couple smaller companies with one of them on the verge of, be the same fate as WCW. And that ECW, I would have also tried to save ECW too, but that's just my personal opinion. Some may agree, some may disagree. So all I'd say is, hey, whatever. Everybody has their own taste. This final question comes from James Flemming and is a question relating to Ninja Turtles. He wants to know which figure in the Ninja Turtles line would you like them to make. He wants to know which one I would like to see. He told me that he'd like to see the Splinter from the movie series. Which, yeah, that would be pretty cool, you know. Because obviously with the current Classics line we've got in the, which that's what he's referring to. I don't think he's referring to the, to this line. Even though with this line there's more characters that can come out at any time. But when it comes to the Classics line, we've got in the main 4 Turtles from the cartoon series. We've got Bebop and Rocksteady. And we've got the 4 movie-inspired Turtles, which, God, those look awesome. And I have yet to get them along with Bebop and Rocksteady. I just have the ones based on the cartoon. But and then we got Shredder and Krang coming out. Those are going to be pretty cool looking. For Classics, first I'm going to agree with James. I do want to see Movie Splinter, and I want to see Toon Splinter. And hopefully Toon Splinter will look like the way he looked in the cartoon, not so much like his figure that had the white-out eyes. The pink kimono was kind of strange and stuff. So I want to have more of a Toon accurate Splinter. We also discussed Slash, from the original cartoon. Well, I want to see Slash the toy. I don't know if you can see it up there somewhere. The one that's he's blue, kind of is based off this Slash. Like this Slash is based off it. That's kind of Slash. If it's up there, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's the one that has the black mask, yellow eye, sharp teeth. That's the one I like to see a classic figure of. April O'Neil's got to have a figure, mostly for the cartoon line. I don't know how one for the live-action movie would translate. It'd have to probably be for her first appearance. Casey Jones would be awesome. Either version. We never actually had Casey Jones for the movie, honestly. I mean, for the 2006 movie, yes, and there was like the third movie, Casey Jones' ancestor got a figure, I guess, but not for, the actor who played Casey Jones with the long hair and all that. Just when he had the hair short with the goatee and all that for whatever that character's name was in the third movie. But that'd be awesome. And plus, I'll see Casey Jones the cartoon, because he only got one figure besides, later incarnations in the 2K series and the, '06 movie and then the current cartoon. So there's a lot of figures I'd like to see in the Classics line. So I guess only time will tell, and hopefully Playmates will not disappoint. Alright, that's it for the Q&A for this episode. Once again, thanks to everybody who asked their questions right here on YouTube. And remember, I also take questions from Twitter and Facebook. Find me on Twitter at Raphael Cowboy or Facebook.com/Raphael Cowboy, or you can search for Revolution Out Cowboy when you're on Facebook. It's easy because I really do want to get more likes for my Facebook page. I know I've repeated that a million times, but I know some of you guys have Facebook and haven't seen my page yet. So if you have, the link is always down in the description for both Twitter and Facebook, and hey, Instagram too. So I appreciate it because I want to get more social with all you guys because all you guys are awesome and you rock. It's time for another channel shout out, and this goes to Combi 101, who is a fellow Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan who does a lot of awesome TMNT figure reviews. Do check out his channel, click the link in the description, or click on the annotation as soon as it pops up. Well, that wraps up another episode of RHC Reviews. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed my review, my 2-for-1 review, because I decided, why not? My Q&A, and of course the channel shout out. And as always, I want to do more. I want to do the collection spotlight, custom spotlight, and fan art. So hopefully, as the weeks and months go by, that I get more stuff to add to these reviews. Because I want to make them as interactive as I can. And as always, feel free to leave your questions down for my next Q&A. I haven't decided if I'm going to probably going to do a wrestling review again next, just because I like to, space stuff out between wrestling, Power Rangers, and Ninja Turtles. And of course, feel free to comment on the review. Let me know what you thought about the figures. I always appreciate that. I like to see more comments about the review, not just Q&A questions. That's nothing personal, guys. Just want to see more feedback from you guys. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Rock on, and keep collecting. Thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this review. I will try to put up as many reviews as I can. And you want to see my previous review? Click on the video that's playing right now. And make sure to subscribe for more videos coming soon. And also like my page on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. As always, rock on and keep collecting.